Hi boys and girls, welcome back to another math class. Today you're going to learn about decimals. You can find it in your all-in-one book as chapter name Decimals. Have you noticed these kind of numbers anywhere? When you stand on a weighing machine, you would have seen it, right? Or when you go to a doctor and he checks the temperature, he would have written down this as your temperature, right? You would have noticed these kind of special numbers. Now these are called decimals. Alright, decimals are special fractions. You've learned about fractions earlier. These are also fractions, but a special kind of fraction. They are fractions with denominators 10, 100, 1000, 10,000 and so on. Decimal numbers or decimals have two parts. Alright, as you can see, they have the whole number part and the decimal part, and these parts are separated by a dot or a point. That point is called a decimal point. Alright, now that you've seen the concept of a decimal, let's see how we can place a decimal in a place value house. So let's consider the place values of the following whole numbers. We have 7135, 2156, 3504 and 5189. Now we have to write these numbers in their corresponding place value houses. This is how it looks. Let's see the first number. We can see that 7 is in the thousands place, 1 is in the hundreds place, 3 is in the tens place and 5 is in the ones place. That is for 7135. In the same way, 2156 can be written this way, 3504 can be written this way, and 5189 can be written this way. This is a place value house, right? So what can you observe from the following numbers? In the first number, can you see that the place value of 5 is 5 ones? Yes, so that is 5. In the second number, the place value of 5 is in 5 tens. That's right. So we can write it as 50. In the third number, the place value of 5 is 5 hundreds. Therefore, we can write it as 500. That's the value, 500. And in the fourth number, the place value of 5 is 5 thousands. Therefore, we can write the number as 5,000. Okay, you can see that it is 5 ones, 5 tens, 5 hundreds and 5 thousands. Alright, so this is what we can observe. We can observe that as we move from ones place to the thousands place, that is from right to left, the value of each digit increases 10 times. Can you see that? As you move from ones place to thousands place, the value of each digit increases by 10 times. 5, 50, 500, 5000. You can see the increase. Okay. So I want you to remember this. Now let's go to another example. Now observe these numbers. 1234, 5126, 2813 and 3621. If you have to place each of these digits in its place value house, this is what you can get. Alright. And now I want you to observe the first number 1234. Can you tell me what is the place value of 1? That's right. It is 1000. Alright, because 1 is in the thousands place. And in the second number, what's the place value of 1? It is 100ths. That's right. So the value is 100. Alright. Now, if you can notice, 100 is 1000 into 1 by 10. Alright, we can write 100 as 1000 into 1 by 10 as well. Alright, in the third number, what's the place value of 1? That's right, it's 1/10. So we can write it as 10, and 10 can be written as 100 into 1 by 10 as well. Alright, now in the fourth number, 1 is in the ones place. The place value of 1 is 1 ones. That means it is 1. This can be written as 10 into 1 by 10. Now, from this, can you make any observation? So we observe that as we move from thousands to ones, that is from left to right, the place value of each digit decreases 10 times, or it is 1/10 of its previous place value. That means, have a look at this. When you're moving from left to right, the place value of each digit decreases 10 times. So here it is 1000, then it's become 100. 100 is 10 times less than 1000. That's how you did 1000 into 110. That's how you get 100. And then you have 10. 10 is again, 100 is reduced to 10. So 100 into 1 by 10 is 10. So here it is 1. That means the previous place value of 10 is reduced to 1. That's 10 into 1 by 10. So as you move from left to right, the place value of each digit decreases 10 times, or it is 1/10 of its previous place value. So from these two examples, you have seen that as we move from right to left, the place value increases 10 times, but as you move from left to right, the place value of each digit decreases 10 times, or it is 1/10 of its previous place value. So now let us observe the place value of a decimal number. Let's take the example of 1732.514. As you can see, as we move from left to right, okay, each place value is 10 times less than that of its previous place value. That means 1/10 of the previous value. So thousands, you have these thousands, hundreds, tens, and so on. You can see how each place value is reducing 10 times. First it is thousands, then it is hundreds, then it is tens, and so on. So if you have to expand this particular decimal number, this is how you can write it as 1 is in the thousands place. So the value is 1 into 1000. Alright. 7 is in the hundreds place. So you can write it as 7 into, have a look at this, 1/10 of 1000 is, you can write it as 1000 by 10. Alright. That is 100. So it's reduced 10 times. And then you have 3 in the tens place. That is 3 into 100 by 10. Alright. That means from the previous place value, that is 100, it becomes 1/10 of 100, that is 10. And then you have 2. 2 is 2 into 10 by 10, that is it's 1/10 of the previous place value, that is 10. These are your decimal parts. So how do we expand that? So 5 becomes 5 into 1 by 10. Again, this is 1/10 of the previous place value, that is 1. Alright. And then 1 becomes 1 into 1/10 of the previous place value of 110. Alright. So 110 into 110. And then finally we have 4. 4 becomes 4 into 1 by 100 into 1 by 10. That means it is again 1/10 of the previous place value, which is 1 by 100. So this can be written as 1000 plus 700 plus 30 plus 2 plus 5 by 10 plus 1 by 100 plus 4 by 1000. This is how you can write this decimal number in its expanded form. Now from this, I want you to look at the place value house for a decimal number. Okay, you have the thousands, you have the hundreds, you have the tens, you have the ones. This is like a whole number. After that you have a point, and then you have the decimal part. We have the tens, we have the hundreds, and we have the thousands. This is the place value house of a decimal number. Okay, so the above number, if you have to put it in its place value house, this is how it will look. You have the thousands, you have the hundreds, you have the tens, you have the ones. So you can put the corresponding digits in its place value. You have 1732 point, and then the decimal part, 10th, 100th, 1000th, you can write it as 514. Okay, so if you have to read this decimal number, this is how you read it as 1732.514. all right, or you can also read it as 1732 and 514,000. Once again, you can read the decimal as 1732.514, or you can read it as 1732 and 514,000. Alright, now let's see how you can convert a decimal number into the expanded form. Alright, let's take an example. 325.1364, 325.1364. How can you write it in its expanded form? So as you can see, 3 is in its hundreds place, so we can write it as is equal to 3 into 100, that's its value, plus 2 is in the tens place, so you write it as 2 into 10, plus 5 is in the ones place, 5 into 1. Do you notice that as you go from left to right, the place value of each digit decreases 10 times? That's right. Right. Now let's write the decimal part. So plus, you have 1 into 1 by 10, okay, because that is the 10th place in the place value house, if you remember. Then you have 3 plus 3 into 1 by 100, that's your 100th place. Then you have 6 plus 6 into 1 by 1000, 1000th place. And finally you have 4 plus 4 into 1 by 10,000th place. Okay, so can you observe that the first decimal place has 10 in the denominator? That's right. When you write it as a fraction, you have 10 in the denominator, and the second decimal place has 100 in the denominator, the third decimal place has 1000 in the denominator, and the fourth decimal place has 10,000 in the denominator. So in general, the number of zeros in the denominator of the fraction indicates the position of the digit after the decimal point in the decimal. So if you have to look at this, here it is 6 into 1 by 1000, which is 6 by 1000. Have a look at the number of zeros in the denominator. How many are there? 3, right? Because it is 1000, you have 3. So that means since we have 3 zeros in the denominator, 6 will be 3 places after the decimal point. You can see 1, 2, 3. That's right. 6 is placed there. Now have a look at this decimal number, 132.75. Go ahead and try to read this number. How do you read this number? That's right, 132.75. That's right. After the decimal point, you just have to read it as 75 and not 75. 132.75, or you can also read it as 132 and 75 hundredth. That's right. Have a look at this number, 10.005. How do you read this? Go ahead and try. That's right. This can be read as 10.005. Very good. Or it can also be read as 10 and 5,000th. Excellent. Let's take another example of writing the expanded form from a decimal number. Here, 135.02, 135.02. How do you write this in the expanded form? Let's go ahead and do it. So 1 is in the hundreds place, so that is 1 into 100, plus 3 is in the tens place, so that is 3 into 10, plus 5 is in the ones place, 5 into 1. Good. Now 0 is in the tenths place, so that is 1 by 10, 0 into 1 by 10. 2 is in the hundredth place, 2 into 1 by 100. That's it. So this is 100 plus 3 into 10 is 30, plus 5 into 1 is 5, plus 0 into 1 by 10 is 0 by 10, which is 0. Sorry, this is plus 2 into 1 by 100 is 2 by 100. Right? This is your expanded form. 0 by 10 can be left out because 0 by 10 is 0. So this is how you can write the expanded form of a decimal number. Now let's see how do we write a decimal from the expanded form. Let's take this example. 7,000 plus 200 plus 40 plus 3 plus 5 by 10 plus 3 by 100 plus 2 by 1000. This is your expanded form. Now go ahead and write the decimal form. Alright. The important thing to notice here is if all the places are in order. That means if a particular place is missing, we need to put a 0 in its place. So let's see. Here we have the thousands place. So we have 7. After thousands, it should be hundreds place. We have 2. After 100, it should be tens place. We have 4. After 10, it should be ones place. We have 3. That's it. Now we have to put a point, decimal point. After that, we have in the tens place we have 5. In the hundredths place we have 3. And in the thousands place we have 2. This is your decimal number. Let's take another example. 4,000 plus 300 plus 5 plus 2 by 100 plus 1 by 1000. How do you write a decimal from this expanded form? Let's do this. We have 4 in the thousands place, then we have 3 in the hundreds place. After 100 you should have 10. Oh, we don't have anything in the tens place, so we put it as 0. And then we have 5 in the ones place. After that we put a decimal point, and then we don't have anything in the tens place, so it's 0. Then we have 2 in the hundredths place, it's 2, and then we have 1 in the thousands place. Alright, notice we put 0 here and here because the place is missing. We don't have any digit in its tens place and also in the tenths place. So this is how you can write a decimal from the expanded form. Now let's see how we can convert fractions to decimals. We are looking at fractions with denominator as powers of 10. Okay. First, let's consider the proper fractions. 3 by 10, 17 by 100, 85 by 1000 and 9 by 100. These are your proper fractions. How do we convert these fractions into decimals? Okay, first 3 by 10. Okay, now as we can see, denominator 10 indicates that there is only one decimal place. We've seen that earlier. So 3 by 10 can be written as 0.3. All right. 17 by 100 can be written as, now denominator 100 indicates there are two decimal places. That's right. So 17 by 100 can be written as 0.17. Third one is 85 by 1000. 85 by 1000. We have 3 zeros in the denominator. So we will have 3 decimal places. That is 0.085. See? 3. Alright. And the last number is 9 by 100. 9 by 100. Can you try writing this as a decimal number? We have how many zeros in the denominator? 2. That's right. That means we have 2 decimal places. Very good. So after point there should be 2 places, that is 0 and 9. Okay. So if you can see in all these 1, 2, 3 and 4, we see that the whole number part, can you notice that the whole number part is 0? You know why that is 0? Because the value of a proper fraction is always less than 1. Okay, that's why you have the whole number part as 0. Proper fraction, if you look at the number line, it is always in between 0 and 1 on the number line. So it's always less than 1. So you have to look at the denominator, and if it is 1 0, that means there is only one digit in the after the decimal place. If it is 2 zeros, you will have 2 decimal places. If it is 3 zeros, you will have 3 decimal places. If it is again 2 zeros, you will have 2 decimal places. So this is how you can convert proper fraction to decimals. Now let's see how you can convert improper fractions to decimals. Let's take the example. 35 by 10, 735 by 100, 1358 by 1000 and 834 by 10. Alright, so the first one is 35 by 10. This can also be written as 5 by 10 as a mixed fraction. Alright, now you just have to look at this fraction, because this is a proper fraction. We have seen it earlier. How do we do it? Because there is 10 in the denominator, you will have only one decimal place. That's it. So it is, write the whole number part as it is, 3.5. Very good. How about 735 by 100? This is an improper fraction. If you have to make it a proper fraction or a mixed fraction, you write it as 735 by 100. And this has 100 in the denominator, so you will have 2 decimal places. So it is 7, the whole number part, 0.35. Very good. The third one, 1358 by 1000 can be written as 358 by 1000. So 1 is your whole number part, point, how many decimal places? 3, because we have 1000 here. 358. Excellent. The last one is 834 by 10, right? This one. This can be written as 83 4 by 10. All right. Now 83 is your whole number part, and because you have only 10 in the denominator, you will have one decimal place. We also observe that if a fraction is improper or a mixed fraction, then there is a whole number part. Can you see? When the fraction was a proper fraction, we saw that the whole number part is 0. But when it is improper or mixed, we have a whole number part. And the fraction part will be in the decimal number. So the whole number part will be here and the fraction part will be here. Okay, now we are going to see how we can convert decimals to fractions. Remember, a decimal that has 0 as the whole number will be a, can you guess? Proper fraction. Excellent. And a decimal that has any number greater than 0 as whole number will become a improper fraction or a mixed number. Remember these two, okay? Now, consider the decimals with one decimal place. Let's start with those decimals with one decimal place. Let's take the example 4.1, 17.3, 235.4 and 0.6. So we are looking at converting these decimals to fractions. Step 1 is to see the number of decimal places. Why? Because this will indicate the number of zeros in the denominator of the fraction. That's your step 1. Step 2 is to write the given decimal without the point as the numerator. Step 3 is to write the fraction with denominator 10. These are your 3 steps. Let's work these 3 steps for this example. Okay, so 4.1, taking 4.1. So the step 1 is to see the number of decimal places. How many decimal places are here? We have only 1. That means we will have 1 0 or 10 in the denominator. Alright, then go ahead and write this has to be written as a fraction, right? So you have the numerator by denominator. So step 2 is to just write the given decimal without the point as the numerator. So that is, what is it? This 4, forget the point, and 1, 41. That's your numerator. And step 3 is to write the fraction with denominator 10. Alright. So let's go ahead and write the denominator 10 because it's got only one place. So how do we convert 17.3 into a fraction? Just write it as numerator 173 without the point by 10 because it's got only, we are looking at only decimals with one decimal place. Good. So we are done with 4.1, 17.3. Now it is 235.4. Go ahead and do it. 2354 by 10. As easy as that. Excellent. And the last one, 0.6. How do we do this? Write it without point. So just put it as 6 by 10. That's it. This 41 by 10 can also be written as 41 by 10. This can be written as 17.3 by 10. This can be written as 235 4 by 10. And this can be written as 6 by 10. So this is how we can convert it into a fraction. Now let's take the decimals with two decimal places. Here's an example: 7.85, 0.26, 13.12 and 178.39. Okay, so number of decimal places. How many decimal places are there? How many are there? 2. All right. Therefore, can you tell me what will come in the denominator? Very good. Denominator will be 100 because you have 2 decimal places. So convert these into fractions. 7.85 can be written as 7 785, remove the point and just write the number as it is, 785 by the 100, that's right. And then 26.26 can be written as 26 by 100. 13.12 can be written as 1312 by 100. The denominator is 100, remember, for all these. And 178.39 can be written as 17839 divided by 100. Okay, so numerator, remember, all you have to do is to write the decimal without the point. So we are writing it without this point. This can also be written as 785 by 100, then 26 by 100, 1312 by 100, and 17839 by 100. Okay, so remember, the whole number part of the decimal becomes the whole number of the mixed fraction. Can you see? 7, 13 and 178. All right, the whole number part of the decimal becomes the whole number of the mixed fraction. All right, now let's look at how can we compare decimals. All right, first let's see comparing like decimals. So decimals that have the same number of decimal places. Like decimals are those decimals that have the same number of decimal places. How do we compare them? Let's take an example. 1.32 and 1.35. Now these are like decimals because they have the same number of decimal places, that is 2 each. So how do we compare these decimals? So to compare these decimals, you just have to ignore the decimal point. So ignore the decimal point. 1.32 is 132 and 1.35 is 135, and you have to just compare 132 and 135. 132 is obviously less than 135, therefore 1.32 is less than 1.35. Let's take another example. 3.715, 5.715. Again, we have 3 decimal places for both these decimals, therefore they are like decimals. How do we compare them? Ignore the decimal point and write it 3715 and 5715. Now compare these two numbers. 3715 is obviously lesser than 5715, therefore 3.715 is less than 5.715. That's it. So comparing like decimals is as easy as this. Alright, you just have to ignore the decimal point and compare the numbers. Now let's see how can we compare unlike decimals. Unlike decimals are those decimals that do not have the same number of decimal places. Let's take an example. 2.5 and 1.73. As you can see, this has 1 decimal place and this has 2 decimal places. So they are unlike decimals. How do we compare them? So the first thing you need to do is to convert them into like decimals. Once you convert them into like decimals, you can easily compare. So how do we do that? 2.5 can also be written as 2.50. Alright, and this is 1.73. So now you have 2 decimal places here and 2 decimal places here, same number of decimal places. That means these are like decimals. Once they are like decimals, what do? That's right, just ignore the decimal point and write the number 250 and 173. 250 is obviously greater than 173, therefore 2.5 is greater than 1.73. Okay, so the first step is this is your first step, is to convert them into like decimals. Alright, the second step is to follow the same thing that you did for comparing like decimals. Let's take another example. 4.1 and 5.001. As you can see, these are unlike decimals. Therefore, we need to convert this. So we can put it as 4.100 and 5.001. Alright, now you can see there are 3 decimal places in both the decimals. Therefore, they are like decimals. All you have to do is to ignore the decimal point. 4100, 5001. 4100 is less than 5001. Therefore, 4.1 is less than 5.001. Here actually, since 4 is less than 5, even without changing, we can say directly that 4.1 is less than 5.001. That's one thing that you can see. If the whole number part is different, greater or lesser, you can easily say if the decimal is lesser or greater. Alright, let's do this. 0.5, 0.530, 0.35 and 0.05. Now, how can we arrange the following decimals in ascending order? Alright, so step 1 is to change all these into like decimals. Alright, we can see that there are different decimal places. Here we have 1, here we have 3, here we have 2, here we have 2. So we need to change it into like decimals. So how do we do that? So 3 is the, let's change everything into 3 decimal places. So 0.500, it's become 3, 0.530, 0.350, all right, and 0.050. This is your step 1, to change it into like decimals. Step 2 is to compare these decimals. All right, how do we compare? Because these are like decimals, all you have to do is to ignore the decimal point. So this becomes 500, this becomes 530, this becomes 350, and this becomes 50. We can see that 50 is less than 350, is less than 500, is less than 530, because we have to write the decimals in ascending order. All right, therefore ascending order is what's the ascending order? First we have 50, that corresponds to 50 corresponds to 0.05, 0.05, and then you have 350. 350 is 0.35, and then you have 500. 500 is 0.5, and then you have 530. 530 is 0.530. 0.530. This is your ascending order. This is how you can arrange decimals in ascending order. Now let's look at addition and subtraction of decimals. Okay, let's start with addition of decimals. Now we add decimals the same way as we do whole numbers. The process is the same. You have to arrange the numbers in such a way that the decimals lie in a column, one below the other. Let's take an example. How do we add 7.83, 12.5 and 3.175? all right. Remember, we are looking at addition of these decimals. So first thing is to change it into like decimals. So let's do 7.830, 12.500, 3.175. Now you have 3 decimal places for each of these decimals, and they are like decimals. All right. And now you have to arrange these decimals one below the other. So let's do that. So we write it as 7.830. That's your first one. And then you have 12.500, and then you have 3.175. Okay, we are doing addition, so we have just put it in the place value house. So this is your 1000th place, this is your 100th place, this is your 10th place, this is your 1's place, this is your 10's place, and this is your 100th place. Okay, now you have to do the regular addition. So 0 plus 0 plus 5 is 5, 3 plus 0 plus 7 is 10, so you have the carryover 0 and 1 goes here. 5 plus 1 plus 6, 7 plus 8 is 15, 1 gets carried over here, and then there is a point here, so you continue to put the point there. Then you have 3 plus 2, 5, 6 plus 7 is 13, 1 gets carried over, 1 plus 1 is 2. That's it. It's 23.505. That is your answer. Let's take another example. How do we add? 0.75, 173.8 and 5.328. Okay, so step 1 is to change it into like decimals. Alright, we have 3 places here, so let's convert everything into decimals having 3 places. Alright, so 0.750, 173.800 and 5.328. Now we have 3 decimal places, they are like decimals, and now let's go ahead and do the addition. So first one is 0.750, then you have 173.800, and then you have 5.328. Okay, I have just put these decimals in its place value house and do the regular addition. 0 plus 0 plus 8 is 8, 5 plus 0 plus 2 is 7, 7 plus 8 plus 3 is 8 plus 3 is 11, 18, 1 gets carried over. Keep the decimal point as it is, and then 5 plus 0 plus 3 plus 1 is 9, 7 and 1. So that is your answer, 179.878. Now, how do we subtract decimals? So again, subtracting decimals is exactly like how you subtract the whole numbers. You need to change the decimals into like decimals and then subtract. Here's an example. How do you subtract 17.83 from 29.3? Okay. Step 1, change it into like decimals. 17.83, two places, and here you will make it as 29.30. Since you have 2 decimal places, they are like decimals, and now let's do the regular subtraction. All right. Remember, we are subtracting this from this, so this is the bigger one, so we write that first. 29.30 minus 17.83. That's it. Now you do the regular subtraction. This becomes 7, here it becomes 4, decimal point comes down as it is, this becomes 1, and this becomes 11.47. all right, you know the regular subtraction, right? Here 0 minus 3, you cannot do 0 minus 3, so it borrows 1 from here, and this becomes 2. So 3 minus 10, 10 minus 3 is 7. Again here you cannot do 2 minus 8, so it gives away 1. Now 12 minus 8 is 4, and then you bring the decimal point as it is. 8 minus 7 is 1, and 2 minus 1 is 1. That's how you get it as 11.47. Let's take another example. From 178.3 subtract 93.492. Okay, so from this subtract this. What's the step 1? That's right, change to like decimals. Let's do that. 178.300. We have 3 places here. And then 93.492. Alright, 3 each. So these are like decimals. Let's do the regular subtraction. Okay. 178.300 minus 93.492. Okay, so let's do the regular subtraction. Okay, 0 minus 2, you cannot do it. Here is 0, so this gives away, comes 2, it gives away 1, and this gives away 1, this 9. So 10 minus 2 is 8, 9 minus 9 is 0, 2 minus 4 you cannot do it, so 7 becomes 12, 12 minus 4 is 8, point becomes point, 7 minus 3 is 4, 7 minus 10 you cannot do it, so 1 gives away here, and 17 minus 9 is 8, and here it is 0. So the answer is 84.808. This is how you can do addition and subtraction of decimals. Now let's do simplification, a combination of addition and subtraction. Let's take an example. Simplify 7.8 plus 3.11 minus 2.05. As you can see, it's a combination of addition and subtraction. So step 1 is to do your addition. All right, it is 7.80 plus 3.11. I made it into a like decimal. So it's 1, 9, 10, 10.91. And your step 2 is to do the subtraction with this answer. So you have 10.91 minus 2.05. All right, if you do this, you get it as 8.86, and this is your answer. Let's take another example. Simplify 8.05 minus 3.25 plus 0.20. So step 1, let's do this. 8.05 minus 3.25. 5 minus 5 is 0. This becomes 10. 10 minus 2 is 8. 7 minus 3 is 4. 4.80. And then your step 2 is to take this answer and add it with 0.20. 4.80 plus 0.20. 0, 10, 5. So the answer is 5.00, which is the same thing as 5. This is how you can do simplification. Alright then, I hope you've learned a lot about decimals and you've had a great time today. Now all that's left for you to do is to practice. There are a lot of questions given for you to practice every concept that you learned today. So I encourage you to go ahead and do the practice. If needed, you can also come back and rewatch this video to understand the concepts better. I hope you get really good at decimals. Have a great day. Bye-bye.